How to find the truth about yourself. Getting the self-image you earn is not about making a fake self that is all-powerful, cocky, self-centered, and important. This is just as wrong and unrealistic as having a negative image of yourself. Your goal is to find the real you and make your mental pictures of yourself more like the things that your goals are about. Scientists know that most of us underestimate ourselves, don't give ourselves enough credit, and sell ourselves short. Apparently, there is no such thing as a superiority complex. People who seem to have a superior complex are likely experiencing feelings of inferiority. Their superior self is a lie, a way to hide their deep-down feelings of inferiority and insecurity. Know the truth about yourself. How can you really evaluate yourself? At this point, I think we need to turn to religion. The Bible says that God made man in his own likeness. If we really believe in a creator who is all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-loving, then we can come to some reasonable conclusions about what he made, which is man. First of all, an all-knowing and all-powerful creator wouldn't make inferior products any more than a great artist would make inferior paintings. A manufacturer wouldn't deliberately have his product fail on purpose, would he? I hope not. Fundamentalists say that man's main reason for living is to praise God, while humanists say that man's main reason for living is to fully express himself. But if we start with the idea that God is a loving creator who cares about his creations as much as a human father cares about his children, then it seems to me that conservatives and humanists are saying the same thing. What gives a father more joy, pride, and happiness than seeing his children succeed and use all of their skills and talents? Have you ever watched a football game with the father of a famous player? Jesus said the same thing when he told us not to hide our light under a cover, but to let it shine so that our Father would be honored. I don't think it brings God any praise when his children walk around looking sad and afraid to lift their heads up and be someone spectacular. How to find your true self. Practice exercise. Dr. Harry Emerson Fosdick said, "Hold a picture of yourself in your mind's eye long and steadily enough, and you will be drawn to it." He was a well-known preacher who thought that in order to help change people's lives, he had to see his people, their problems, troubles, motives, failures, and desires, and then talk about those things in his sermons. He believed that just picturing yourself as a loser would make it impossible for you to win. Picture yourself vividly as winning, and that alone will contribute immeasurably to your success. Having a mental idea of what you want to do or be is the first step to a fabulous life. Your influence on the way you see yourself is made up of what you think about yourself and how you have seen yourself in the past. This was based on how you interpreted and judged your experiences. The same method you used before to build up a negative self-image can be used to build up a positive one. You are already successful at being fat and poor because that is what you focused on. It is now time to focus on the things you want and not the things you don't want. Just set aside 10 to 30 minutes every day when you won't be disturbed. Just take it easy and get as relaxed as you can. Now close your eyes and let your imagination run wild. People often find that they do better if they picture themselves sitting in front of a big movie screen and watching a movie of themselves. It's important to make these pictures as clear and vivid as possible. You want your mental pictures to be as close as possible to what happened. To do this, you need to pay attention to small things, like places and sounds, in your imagined world. Use as many of your senses as possible to achieve that. A friend of mine was trying to get over her fear of the dentist. She didn't succeed until she started to notice small details in her imagined picture, like the smell of the antiseptic in the office, the feel of the leather on the chair, the look of the dentist's manicured nails as his hands came closer to her mouth, etc. All of the details of her imagined environment are important for this task, since you are basically creating a practice scene. And if you can imagine something clearly and in enough detail, your nervous system responds to it the same way it would to a real event. The next important thing to remember is that you should see yourself acting and responding correctly and successfully during these sessions. How you responded yesterday doesn't matter. You don't have to try to believe that you'll do the right thing tomorrow. If you keep practicing, your nervous system will take care of that in its own time. Imagine yourself doing and feeling the way you want to in that situation in the future. Just tell yourself, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to imagine myself acting this way. Imagine how you would feel if you were already the kind of person you wanted to be. If you've always been shy and quiet, you see yourself moving around people with ease and confidence, which makes you feel good. If you've been terrified of something in the past, picture yourself moving calmly and deliberately, with confidence and courage, and feeling significant and confident because that's what you're doing. The exercise helps your midbrain and central nervous system store new thoughts or information. It changes how you see and feel about yourself. After doing it for a while, you'll be surprised to find that you act differently, more or less on your own, without even trying. This is the way things should be for you. Have you tried or worked in the past to feel and act like you're not good at what you do? The real and imagined memories you have built into your automatic system cause you to feel and act in ways that aren't good for you right now. You will find that it works automatically for both good and bad ideas and experiences. Since you realize that now you must eliminate these bad thoughts, ideas, and experiences from your mind immediately. Getting good at picturing who you want to be will take a lot of practice, and the only time you will ever start at the top is when you are digging a hole. Even if your mental images aren't clear at first, that doesn't mean they won't get better, more vivid, more detailed, and stronger as you practice. When you first start, it's a good idea to check your body for areas of tension and start to relax your head, torso, waist, legs, etc. Even if it sounds strange, let yourself smile in your brain and body. This will help you relax significantly. As you start to calm down, focus on taking deep breaths. Follow your breath and exhale, allowing good energy in as you let go of bad energy. After you've done this, you can look back into your past and find a time when you did something well or a memory that makes you feel good. This could be something as simple as tying your shoes for the first time or writing your name correctly for the first time in school. When it happened is unimportant. It also doesn't matter how big the success was. All that matters is that the memory makes you happy and makes you feel good in the present. Replay and relive the positive memory, then picture how you want to incorporate the same feeling you felt in the past into your present situation. Add powerful, good feelings to what you see in your mind. Don't get upset at yourself or be hard on yourself if your mind wanders. Just take it easy and try again. Every time your mind goes off, just bring it back. It happens to everyone and is completely natural. The most important thing to do is practice every day. Once you've made this a habit and can see and feel the effects, it's easy to find more time to do it. It is similar to the snowball effect. Once you are successful with the first mental experience, you will find more and more reasons to continue on your success trajectory. Making a new picture of yourself in your mind. The unhappy, failure-type personality can't change their view of themselves just by wanting to or by choosing to do so. There has to be a reason, a justification, for choosing that the old picture of the self is wrong and that a new picture is better. You can't just make up a new idea of yourself if you don't believe it's true. Experience has shown that when a person changes how he sees himself, he feels like he sees or realizes the truth about himself for the first time. Once you know the true you, it can set you free of an old, inadequate self-image. You can get rid of an old, false image of yourself if you can imprint a new, positive image of yourself often enough in your mind. Philosophers, mystics, and other intuitive people have said for a long time that God actually designed each person to be successful. Now, science has proven that they were right. Every person has access to a power that is bigger than him or her. This applies to you, too. Emerson said that there is no big or no small. If you were made to be successful and happy, your old idea of yourself as not deserving of happiness and a loser must be wrong. Watch this video at least once every day for the first 21 days. Listen to it and think about it. Look for ways that the creative process has worked in your own life and the lives of your friends. Learn the simple rules that make your success system work. You don't need to be a physicist or electrical engineer to run your own mind, just like you don't need to be able to design and build a car to drive one or be an electrical engineer to turn on the lights in your house. But you should know the following concepts because understanding them will help you grasp what comes next. Learn the simple rules that make your success system work. You don't need to be a physicist or electrical engineer to run your own mind, just like you don't need to be able to design and build a car to drive one or be an electrical engineer to turn on the lights in your house. But you should know the following concepts because understanding them will help you grasp what comes next. 1. Your mind must have a goal or aim. This goal must be thought of as existing in some way, whether it's real or just a possibility. It works by getting you to a goal that already exists or by helping you find something that already exists. Unless you have a goal to work toward, your mind has no target to aim for. 2. Your mind operates almost completely based on end result goals. Don't give up if you can't see how to get there right away. The purpose of your mind is to give you a way to reach your goal. Think about what you want to happen and how often it might take care of itself. When you supply the correct input to your brain, the precise action steps will come to you without stress, tension, or worry about how you will achieve the desired results. People often make the mistake of getting in the way of their own success by asking how before setting a clear goal. After you've created a mental picture of the goal you want to achieve, it will happen automatically, not before. Stay calm, and the answers will come to you. Anyone who tries to push ideas will fail. Brian Tracy once said that mental work is impossible if you try too hard. 3. Don't be afraid of making mistakes or failing for a little while. Your mind and nervous system are goal-striving mechanisms and will help you reach your goals through negative input or by moving forward, making a mistake, and correcting the course right away. 4. The only way to learn a skill is through trial and error, making mental corrections after each mistake until a successful motion, movement, or performance is reached. After that, you can keep learning and being great by forgetting your mistakes and remembering what worked so you can repeat the successful actions. Most of the time, we forget our successes and concentrate on our mistakes. It is such a waste of valuable time. 5. You need to learn to trust your creative process to do its job without worrying too much about whether or not it will work or trying to force it with too much effort. You can't force it to work. You have to let it work on its own. Because your creative process happens below the level of awareness, you can't see what's going on below the surface. Also, it is built to work on its own to meet current wants and needs. You don't know what will happen in advance. It starts working when you act on your goals. This is when mistakes start to happen. You don't know the next step, but the first step will help you get to the next one successfully. You can't wait until you have proof to act. Instead, you have to act as if the proof is there and will show. Emerson said, "Do the thing, and you will have power." Finding your true self is the goal here. We have discussed that the self you know right now is probably false. Make it a habit to meditate for at least 10 minutes every day so you can ingrain a positive image of yourself in your being. This will be the best thing you can do for yourself this year because it will not stop there. Once you have mastered this, your life is about to go in a completely new direction. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe. It will really help the channel grow. Also, there is a link in the description you can follow if you want to accelerate the change you imagine in your life. Changing your life shouldn't be difficult, and this course will make it seem like magic.